base sighted. Our base is under attack.
In the year 2048, when CNC 3 takes place, the world is split up into 3 different zones. We refer to them as blue zones, yellow zones, and red zones. Each zone is determined by the amount of Tiberium infestation and the amount of war that particular zone has seen. Blue zones have been left relatively intact by both war and Tiberium. Yellow zones, on the other hand, have had their fair share of both war and Tiberium infestation. The majority of the world, 50% and above, is a yellow zone environment. And then the last zone is the red zone, which is completely inhospitable to life. These are areas where Tiberium infestation have run so rampant that they support no life at all. There's no civilization that can be sustained there. What you will find in red zones is an abundance of Tiberium, and especially blue Tiberium, which gives you more money per shard than green Tiberium does. The type of gameplay that will emerge in a blue zone level is a lot different than in a red zone, because you can garrison a lot of structures and you'll find a lot of block-to-block fighting, whereas in red zones it's kind of a wide-open wasteland. Depending on what kind of zone and what kind of multiplayer map that you choose on, a typical skirmish game or multiplayer game will play completely differently. Beneath the surface of Command & Conquer 3, there really is a layer of depth that no RTS game that this team has done before has had. Each unit has 4 different stances, from aggressive to all the way down to hold fire. So if you want a unit to just sit there and not fire at anything, you can tell it to do that. What's more, you can set these stances not just on individual units, but from the structures that produce these units. We also have the notion of directional fire. So most units will have more armor up front, less on the sides, and even less so in the rear. That introduces the notion of flanking. So if you can get around a unit, you can induce more damage on it than if you were to take it head on. That introduces the notion of moving in reverse. So if you hold down R and you give any unit a move command, they will back up while still facing an enemy. That will prevent it from turning around and exposing its vulnerable rear side. So there's huge amounts of depth within the game. The aliens in CNC 3 are certainly tuned more for the hardcore player. They have several things that differentiate them from both NOD and GDI. The most important thing is that when it comes to their economy, they don't need any silos, so they have no hard caps on the amount of money that they get from Tiberium. They also get more money per Tiberium shard than both NOD and GDI do, and they have the ability to reseed any Tiberium field that they want, so that they're never in danger of running out of Tiberium that's close to their base. They also build units and vehicles at a much faster rate than both NOD and GDI do, and while the aliens are a bit less armored than your typical GDI tank would be, they're much faster and they're very easy to overwhelm your enemy units with a whole mess of aliens. The type of players that will flock toward aliens are definitely the more hardcore, rusher, aggressive player. We're very excited about our multiplayer and what it means for our hardcore CNC fans. That formula of gameplay that people remember from the original CNC and even from the Red Alerts, I think we've done a very good job of capturing that in CNC 3. We're introducing a couple of new features which we've kind of placed under this umbrella that we refer to as RTS as a sport. And what RTS as a sport is essentially giving spectators and observers the tools to have fun watching as much as it is to play a game. And what those tools specifically are, they kind of rotate around our notion of a central website where you can go in, essentially see any match that's scheduled to be played or currently in progress, choose to join that match, and then you can also opt to become a commentator. We have voice over IP in the game, both for players and for commentators. And commentators who kind of rise through the ranks of notoriety and make a name for themselves will kind of be able to not only commentate on games, but they can use tools like a telestrator to kind of play a John Madden of RTS, as you will. Make it more exciting to watch a game, whereas before, it was lots of fun to play it, but observers were kind of left out in the dark, as it were. So we're very excited about what that means. We have releasing with our game a free spectator client that anybody can download and watch any game that's in progress online at any time. And we're very excited with the potential that RTS as a sport can bring both to CNC 3 and the RTS genre.
More rockets! Keep low.
Waiting.
Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars for the PC will be on store shelves on March 28th, with the 360 version following later in the year.